Dagon by director Stuart Gordon. This is a 2024 update from the old 2003 review, so updates at the end. This is the latest in a series of horror films put out by director Gordon and producer Brian Yuzna, based on the writings of H.P. Lovecraft, and is by far the most faithful to the grim tales they are taken from. While combining the stories of Dagon and The Shadow over Innsmouth, this is an atmospherically creepy film that definitely keeps true to the Lovecraftian nature. Not exactly your typical Hollywood film. It's also, I think, Gordon's best film so far, and hopefully his next, King of the Ants, lives up to its reputation, despite apparently having nothing to do with the Cthulhu mythos.
Spoiler alert from 2024. Yeah, no, it really doesn't. Damn.
And, well, it's also the best feature-length film based on Lovecraft's works, at least that I've seen, with a close second for strict adaptations going to The Resurrected, based on the statement of Randolph Carter. Kudos to Gordon. This played out better than I expected. The story follows a young couple recently made rich from their .com stock and taking a little vacation off the coast of Spain. But right from the start, Paul Marsh is feeling a bit uncomfortable, and soon he and his girlfriend Barbara must venture into the local fishing village to find some help. What they discover is something much more ominous than your average freak community, and Paul is forced to accept and deal with certain horrible realities. Well, it does start off with Paul Marsh as being kind of a comic hero, not even remotely as campy as Ash from the Evil Dead series or even Lionel from Dead Alive. The movie takes on a menacing atmosphere pretty quickly. It's pretty impressive considering some stretches with little dialogue. Most of the locations and the sets are great, with fairly decent integration of CG at times, and some passable to decent makeup prosthetic effects. Think of it as an atypical horror flick that helps if you watch it twice, considering some badly mauled dialogue by a couple of Spanish actors. Subtitles work well for this. But surprisingly, between most of the cast and the photography, it comes off as a movie that isn't bad enough for B-movie status. It probably is. I'd love to see what Gordon could have done with this if he had the budget that John Carpenter did for In the Mouth of Madness. We'll just have to wait and see what Guillermo del Toro does with his adaptation of At the Mountains of Madness. Sensing a trend in titles here, Lovecraft wrote that original in 1931. Lovecraftian geek note. You gotta dig the main character wearing the Miskatonic University sweatshirt for the majority of the film. Sure, it's blatant, but it's used appropriately without being absurd. As for a great scene, again, I gotta say the locations are perfect. Despite relocating the original story from coastal New England to Spain, the transition is negligible. There's also a great quick flashback as Paul and his girlfriend walk up to the local church. Pure Lovecraft. 2024 update. Well, shit. I nailed it on the story and rating after watching it again. No change. This continues to be a solid Lovecraftian horror movie. Sure, some dodgy CGI at times, but overall the practical gore effects are alright, especially a particular skinning scene. It ain't pretty. Just sad to see that 21 years later, still no At the Mountains of Madness adaptation. Yo, Peter Jackson, step up, man. Guillermo del Toro got his Lovecraft down with the Hellboy flicks. Now it's your turn. I know you got to have the cash for it. And then that Tom Cruise guy's open now. He finished with that last Mission Impossible movie. Come on, man. Give us some fucking cray-cray Innsmouth shenanigans with a budget the deep ones can appreciate. So for story, 4.5 beers. Look, 4.5 beers. It is some great, weird. If you don't even know what Lovecraft is, yeah, you'll know it after this. Check it. Cheers.